This is the Artist Entrepreneur Podcast. We are your hosts, Amanda Ritchie, Noah Dock, and me, Carrie Wee. We're three artists brought together by the love of circus and dance. Amanda from the world of Cirque du Soleil as an aerial soloist. Noah, our academic, and me from the commercial dance world. This is one of the greatest jobs in the world, but it comes with uncertainty. Each episode contains insight on how to pursue art-based businesses. We'll have a variety of guests and have lively weekly Discord. Tune in every week to hear our perspectives on the minefield that is the artist's way of life. Amanda, what's your week?
I've been working in my business and not on my business so much, but a little bit of both. What I mean by that is just...
we need to talk about that so badly, because if you're a self-employed person in your business and on your business, if you work, if it's too unbalanced either way, you're screwed.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. And I have leaned too much in the business. And now on the business is become more and more of my priority. But this week in particular was filled with in the business.
You're in the gym and you're working with people and you're doing aerial.
Yeah, I'm privates and classes and all of that good stuff, which is great. But my schedule tends to fill to the brim with that.
Yes.
That is very specific hours of the day to work other things that I need to work, which is...
How many hours of coaching have you done this week?
This week, let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Wow.
17, 18, 19, 20.
Wow. That's a lot of coaching.
Yeah, from Monday to Friday, about 20 hours, but I still have a full day tomorrow and Sunday. Yay.
So you do like 30, during 30-ish hours of coaching, how's your shoulder hanging in there?
Shoulder's good. Shoulder's really good.
Oh.
Yeah. Did I not update you on that?
Well, is the update, because the update was that it wasn't actually torn, but like you were still dealing with pain. So how have you just strengthened around it and it's getting better?
So I realized that my shoulder pain is in direct correlation to when my hips go out of alignment.
Oh.
Yeah. So my hips tend to do this thing where my right hip bone just kind of goes up and in. So my hip gets twisted and my right leg becomes a lot shorter than my left. And so when that punches in, it is a direct correlation. My shoulder hurts. That's when my shoulder gets inflamed the most.
Oh, see, this is when you know your body well and you can figure this stuff out. Otherwise, you just screwed. How would you know that?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm lucky in that way that I kind of, when I had the diagnosis that nothing was torn, then I was able to like body scan and see what else was going on.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And so now I get adjusted every week, once a week, which is helpful to kind of keep me at bay, because there's a strength problem there where my hips I need to strengthen the muscles around it.
Yeah. But still, I mean, you figured it out. I didn't realize that. That's, first of all, amazing that you have so much body awareness. And then, see, I'm like this too. Like if I get a headache, I know it's because my, the fascia that's right above my ears where my glasses made that dent my whole life. If those fascia bundles get too tight, I get headaches. It's not any other reason usually.
Interesting. See, that hyper awareness, dude.
Yeah, and then there's also fascia bundles that like go under the jawline that kind of go, and there's like a bump here. And if I have a really tight, like if I don't release that once in a while, like I can barely open my mouth comfortably, like wide.
Is that the same as TMJ or is that different?
No, it's different because this is a fascia. This is a fascia problem, not necessarily nerve problem, not necessarily muscular problem. Like it's just tight fascia, and they haven't done a lot of studies, but like fascia doesn't stretch easily. It's not a stretchy connective tissue. It's more like you have to create lubrication and release like that, which is part of my bodywork practice.
I was gonna say because you can't foam roll your jaw, but that's why foam
You
rolling.
can.
Can you?
Yes.
You can foam roll your jaw?
Yeah, I actually love doing it. I put a towel on the thing so I don't drool all over my roller. But like, yeah, you could just take the roller and lay on it like a pillow, just right here on your jawline, and then just roll it. It's the same as any other body part. You just got to get pressure into the affected area.
Wow, I've learned something new every day. That's so cool.
Me too. I didn't know about your twisted hips and your shoulder crossbody shit. That's true though. Like as a personal trainer, there's a lot of crossbody stuff going on. This X that goes through our torso. So Amanda, wait, before Noah gets on here, because I know there was a question that was posed that we wanted to go over today, but
from Noah. The question was from Noah.
Yeah,
right?
it was from Noah. Yeah, so we'll do it when he gets here. But the idea of working in your business and on your business, what is your definition of that? And I feel like that is one of the hardest balances to create a healthy balance on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. I think it's really hard.
Agreed. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
To me, in the business is anything that you're doing to make your business run. So if you're actively doing the thing that your business has required you to do, like teaching a class, working with clients, working on your business is doing things that will propel your business to go forward. So a lot of admin stuff,
Yeah, it's like the computer stuff.
Pre-planning things, a lot of, yes. So for me, if I'm building a new product, is creating that product and getting the product out. Marketing strategies, social media strategies, all of that stuff, that to me is working on your business. And then in your business is actively doing the thing that like your business is required. And
yeah, like in a simple way, in your business is you're making that hourly money. On your business is you're at your computer doing all the things that support that.
And to make it grow. And
to make it grow. And there, as with everything in life, things are not balanced and it goes ebbs and flows. But I always am like, okay, I can't be at like a 10%, 90%. I have to be closer to like 60-40, 30-70, somewhere in there. It has to be, or else it gets really unbalanced, either financially or like things are not being taken care of.
Yeah, even like mental space, physical space. Like if our businesses are so physical, if we're working in our business the whole time, like your body just gets so physically exhausted that the mental stuff, there's just such a disconnect. And to have both, like you said, it's really challenging to have that balance.
Yeah, and if you get a small injury, that's why it's so important for us to know our bodies, because it's like, okay, it could really F you up to have that shoulder injury and then not know what the cause is, and then it just making it harder for you to get your work done and do the hours that you need to teach. I mean, even if your body is 100% healthy, 17 to 30 teaching hours a week, woo, that is like, I don't know, like if students, like I've only had people who have become teachers really start to understand what it's like to demo. You have to go like 1,000% slower than you ever thought you had to.
And multiple times, you know?
Yeah. Well, which is why I say no a lot.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Demoing the way I demo it very slow and I talk as I'm going.
Yes.
And I always check in after every step. I'm like, are you get me? Are you with me? Any questions? And then I move on to the next step in the demo. And then still after that, they're like, one more time. Can I see it again? Can I see it again? So it's that slow concentric movement of all the time. It's different. It's a different skill than let's say, training for yourself.
Yes.
So even though I'm active and I'm doing things, I'm actually deconditioned as an aerialist because I haven't been able to train for myself. So that's another that's another like imbalance as a teacher. It's tricky.
For me, working on the business, I feel like I've been working more on my business for the last couple years than even in it, because I think partially the reason is because I have a kid and I have no choice but to be at home with her most of the time. So it kind of lent itself to that. I am very much low on studio time right now. Like I'm not getting enough. I talked to Dara, my boss, because we had a podcast, we had an episode for the Expecting Aerialist, and I asked her at what percentage she would say she's at creative flow right now. And she said she's at about 20%. It's low for her, but it's higher than most people. And I had to say, which I'm very sad about right now, that I would say I'm at about 5% or less of creative percentage.
Okay.
I have not made up anything because it takes studio time.
Yeah.
And I don't have it. And I'm in mom mode. I'm in moving to a different city mode. I'm into building my classes mode. So for me, it's very low on that end of things, like creating new things, playing with sequences that I've wanted to tweak for a long time. I have not done it. And I'm sad about it, actually.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's also problematic to have all that creative time and then not be taking care of business on the computer. That stuff, social media, all the stuff, I feel like I've been hitting hard for a while now. Even if I take a week or so off. Oh, Bean! He's here!
I think in the spirit of this podcast, I'm running errands for the event that I'm throwing tomorrow night.
How dare you do it?
See, by the way.
Hi, Bean.
How dare you be late?
Say,
I
I'm
know.
waiting for
I'm
you.
sorry.
I've been
I
late
suck.
for I'm the boss of you, remember?
I remember. Don't worry. I'm here.
Okay, you're giving us Mountain Man energy so hard right now because you got
I know.
the beanie
I know.
The beard.
and the
I got
beard.
the beanie and the beard. It's a lot of Mountain Man.
The topic that you talked about on Friday, we do want to go there, but we actually were talking about something that Amanda brought up, and I would love your input on what you think.
Yeah.
We were talking about the balance and the toughness of working on your business and in your business.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just telling Amanda that, like, I've been really heavy lately on my business because I'm home with her a lot, so I'm at my computer a lot. My studio time is so low right now. I'm maybe at 3 to 5% of what I consider creative time, and I have been for a while since I've been a mom. And Amanda is on the opposite end, where she's doing 20 to 30 coaching hours a week. That's where we're at.
Yep, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Where are you at, Noah? With that
Where am
balance?
I at?
With that balance.
What's your percentage right now?
I'm probably, I don't know. It's hard. I don't know. I feel like it's hard for me to come up with that like number because I just feel like I flip-flop so much. Like I like go from like 100% working, running around like a crazy person and all that to like traveling for like 2 weeks.
But like, for example, like if you were to pick one of like your elements on your whiteboard,
Sure.
and I would say the in your business is like creating the product or creating the thing, and then in your business is creating the thing. On your business, working on your business is getting the funding, doing the numbers, doing the emails. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you think it all like kind of goes into like, is it all in one pot and it ends up being 50-50? Because what me and Amanda are saying is that we're actually kind of like 80-20 or something. And it's so hard to get in the middle.
80-20, 80 in your business, 20 on your business.
That's Amanda. Flip it for me.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I think I am okay. But I have to just pick one of the 45 things.
No, yours can be multifaceted. You know what I'm saying?
Which is an interesting too.
I think I'm oh God. I think I'm for red flags, I'd say I'm 80% on, 20% in. Yeah, because I'm not doing the development itself. Like, I'm not doing the coding. I'm not doing the production of the actual, product.
Right. But for photography, for example, you're probably way high percentage in than on.
Photography, I'm way higher in. Photography, I'm probably like, photography, I'm probably 70 or 80 in,
Right.
20 or 30 on. Here's an interesting one. I would say my social media business, I have been 80 to 90% in and 20 to 10% on.
Oh,
and
okay.
all of the work that I've done this month in hiring a new person for video editing, in restructuring how I organize my clients and how I work with people. I'm trying to flip that so that I can do 80 to 90% on and 20 to 10% in. So I've spent the last month working on flipping that for one of my businesses, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
And like the process of doing that and like consciously making that effort and that decision, like for me, I guess I didn't come from it from okay, I want to stop working in the business and I want to start working on it. I came from the perspective of, okay, what do I truly enjoy doing and what am I good at? And so like, yes, I am a good graphic designer. Yes, I can do video editing. Yes, I can do content creation. Yes, I can schedule media and do all of the marketing. However, I don't love doing that all the time because it takes a lot of my time and it focuses me on individual clients. However, what I am really good at and what I really enjoy doing is interfacing with my clients, helping them to grow and finding new clients. And that's more sales than it is really anything else, sales and client relation. So I was trying to figure out how to do personally more client relation and sales for myself and bring on other people to take care of the other things that take up more of my time.
Do you think it's possible, especially when you're running multiple businesses, to have a balance, let's say like 50-50 balance on all of in and out on all the businesses that you're running? Or is it more realistic to have, let's say, keeping that 80-20 in and out in one and then flipping it for another and then being a wholly different percentage for another business?
I think it'd be great if you could do it 50-50 because like theoretically, if you're doing 50-50, you are equally allotting enough time to the growth of the business as you are to the work that it takes to run the business, which I think if that could be done, that's a dream. Like I would love that.
Well, you're not neglecting it. You're delegating it. So I think there's maybe two different things where it's like, okay, me and Amanda are trying to like take our own body and separate it into percentages and everything 100% has to get done. Whereas for you, because you have 11 things on your whiteboard, you have to really be specific about what you're the best at in every one of those categories and spend your time doing what you're best at. I think that's a really interesting way to look at your business model. Whereas me and Amanda, I really, really, really want to get back to where I'm like at least 10 to 20% creative flow is my week. And I think that's going to happen when she goes to kindergarten because she's going to be in school longer. I think that's when that's going to happen. I just don't have any brain space.
Yeah. And for me, it's the opposite. I would love to get to a space where I'm like 30-40% working on my business on the computer and generating like the growth of my business.
How are you going to do that though? Like from a really like logistical standpoint, because your clients are your clients and there's only one of you.
Exactly. Like, and I'm not in a space where I'm going to turn down anything at the moment.
Right.
So that's the challenge. That's been the issue is how do I do all of it? And so right now,
Yeah.
the hours between 12 and 2 a.m. are working on my business.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But that means that, I neglect things like proper sleep. I neglect things
Right. Self-care.
like
Self-care.
important things, but and there yeah, it's been interesting. I'm slowly chipping away at shifting. But that would mean that I would have to give up classes that I teach on a regular basis.
Or privates, which are your higher end of your price point.
I wouldn't give up my privates. I would have to give up my
Your
regular
classes. Okay.
classes. And if I give that up, because that's been my stable income, that's what pays my bills at the moment. So it's this cyclical cycle of how do I make enough to just pay my bills and then also to grow my business, which it's doable. I'm just slowly trying to find out that balance. That's why I asked, is it possible to have that 50-50 split?
Without more than 24 hours in a day. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Without more than 24 hours a day. Well, that is the real
that's
bad
the
guy.
pickle right there.
There are more than 24 hours a day. Like if we could just have more than 24 hours, I feel like that would be so helpful.
So helpful.
I think that there's two things that came to my mind. The first is that I think that, being able to have that flip or make that switch, that takes, I'm going to say money. I think that is the the truest answer I can give. I do think that takes money. I think, to be able to say, I am going to teach a couple less privates, or I'm going to give up one of my classes so that rather than working from 12 to 2, I can work from 12 to 1, and I think that takes a certain, a cushion, if you will, to be like, okay, I've made this amount. I'm going to take a bit of a risk now in terms of, how much I'm going to make so that I can allot my time towards the business or towards whatever else it is that I want to do.
For example, I'll use myself as an example with red flags, in that I sort of let go of having an excessive amount of clients at the end of 2024. And while I knew that I was going to make less money, I would have a lot more time to focus on whatever it was that I was going to do. And I had built myself a little bit of cushion so that I could do that for 6 months. The other thing I want to say is the idea of, splitting your time. And what I've done is find people who are good at what they do and know what I'm good at. Like again, that's sort of a money thing, but also kind of not. Like, knowing what you're good at. Like, I don't know, I'm not a good accountant, right? Like, I do enough of my own taxes, but like, I can't take it all the way there. I still need to hire an accountant to help me with my taxes. And there's certain things that, like, I know if I try to do this, it's going to be hours. It's going to be like so much time that I could be using on something else that's more productive. But if I hire it
Okay,
out,
wait, let me interrupt you really quick though. But there's a caveat, because at some point, maybe look at this hair. Damn.
It changes every single time.
Every time.
Every week
Bean needs
it's
to come and
something
look.
new.
Bean needs to come and look.
Look at his hair, Bean.
My hair has never changed that much in my entire life. And just by the way, every single week, guys.
Yeah.
So there's a caveat though, because Noah Doc, because at some point you learn the skill sets of a million people. You are just being more choosy with your time right now. Like for me, for Wrap Your Head, the first 3 years, I became a web designer. I became a marketer. I became an email marketer. I know all this stuff now. I didn't know that. That was the hardest steep hill to climb. And you've done that for a lot of things.
But you have to do that if you're going to be an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
And we've said that before.
Absolutely.
There's going to be a very large portion of time where if you want something done, you have to do it yourself. It doesn't matter what it is. You have to do it. I think that we live in a slightly different world than when I was starting the circus company in New York, there were a lot of things that I didn't know how to do, and I needed to learn, whether it was when I was still in school or after I graduated. There were a lot of things that I just learned myself. And I'm going to use Fiverr as a really good example. Fiverr I don't use it that often, but it is a magical place. You can get anything done, any skill, anything, and it's not very expensive. If you need a poster designed and you have an idea and you can clearly articulate that idea and send a photo or whatever, you can probably get a poster designed for $10, $15. And that sort of thing, I don't remember that being available when I was in school or when I was starting my company. It was okay, I got to learn it. So yes, 100%. When you're an entrepreneur, you just have to learn it all. You got to do it all.
But now you are in a place, and the stuff like Canva, oh my God, it's so helpful. That type of stuff.
Oh my God.
Canva, yeah.
It's everything. But
Canva changed the game.
But for you, no, you have so much crap going on. So you kind of have to involve a lot of people. Me and Amanda, I'm not at a place right now where I'm involving a lot of people. And Amanda either. It's one woman show. So it's slightly different. You have a different business model than we do just because not the size of your business, but the multitude of your businesses. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Even this week, I'm doing this cocktail tasting event and I neglected, some of my other stuff this week because I just had to get shit done for this. Nobody else was going to do it. I had to do it all. That being said, I know that because I have an employee, because I work with other people, that the things that needed to get done still got done, and I could check in on them in more of a, glancery, is that a word?
Definitely not.
And more of a glancing kind of way rather than okay, I'm going to go through and detail through everything that's going on.
That was definitely not an actual word, just FYI.
Glancery, cursory.
Cursory is a word.
Cursory was the word.
Okay, I make up words all the time.
Glancery better. Glancery is the new cursory.
Nice. Yeah, glancery is the new cursory. I was like, glancery doesn't sound right. Cursory. In a cursory sort of way. I wish it could be 50-50. I dream of being able to 50% of my time is focused on the business and 50% of my time is focused on, growing it. I wish it could be that way, but I just feel like I've never been in a place personally where it's been like that.
Which is a little disheartening in a way. Not really, but to have that idea of perfect balance, to know that that is not necessarily reality.
It's not achievable necessarily.
Yeah.
At one time in your life. Over time, the wave kind of waves up and down, the stock market or whatever.
Or sustained balance.
Yeah, sustained.
Well, let me ask you this. This is going to be a two-parter question. What part of the working on your business do you love, and what part of it do you hate?
It's all very still new to me. I'm not good at sales. Selling is my weakest point, and that's where we were spending most of the last episode talking about marketing and sales. So I hate that. That's not my favorite. And that's the thing that I need to spend time getting more comfortable with and doing. Working on my business, I love dreaming up ways to new marketing tactics or new products to sell or to give to my people. Like getting creative with my program and how to get people interested. That I love. Selling the thing? No, 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 no. Not my favorite.
My part two of this question is, what about working in your business do you love, and what part of that do you hate?
I love when I get to teach people to do the thing that they didn't think that they were going to be able to do, and then they do it. I love when they surprise themselves, and I love that I get to be a part of that. I also love Ariel. I love hanging upside down. Like I love teaching and I love what I teach. The part that I don't like about it is that it takes up a lot of time in my current schedule. I don't have a day off. I teach minimum 5 hours a day.
So no balance.
No balance.
In your life balance.
Yeah. And so I love what I do. I love working in the business, but too much of a good thing is not a good thing, you know?
Okay, and my third part to this question
Oh, goodness.
No.
is, what would your, like, overarching, what would be your percentage of doing things that you enjoy, the parts that you love, what percentage of your time is spent doing the parts that you love, and what percentage of your time is spent doing the parts that you don't love? Is it 50-50?
Amanda, let me jump in because I can answer all three in one.
Do it.
I don't hate anything on either side. The thing that I hate is when it's not coming. When I have writer's block. When I'm in the studio and I can't create anything for the life of me. When I'm in there and I've done the freaking sequence 10 times and I still don't have an Instagram post. That is the shit that I hate, and it's time efficiency. That's the thing. If it takes me 18 tries to do something that I could have tried on the first, I'm mad the whole freaking night. Then my body starts to go downhill because I'm doing too much.
Yeah.
And I don't have balance in that. That's like when it's like butter and I'm able to like sell and like get it on the first shot and like teach something to somebody and they get it and they've got like everything's clicking. When it's not clicking, that's what I hate. And I had to think about it for the whole time Amanda was talking because I was like, what is it? Like, there's no task that I'm like, and I'm very lucky for this. I think we all are. Like, I love my job. I love every part of it. It's just when it's not fucking happening. I still haven't gotten over writer's block from last week.
Yeah. You get the really high highs and
really low lows.
I
think so.
It's hard to ride that wave of just not complacency. I hate that word. That's not the word I'm wanting, but somewhere in the middle between those two valleys that peak.
Yeah. Because it's never going to be like fucking horses and rainbows and unicorns all the time.
No.
Like you're going to hit that. Sorry, Bean, sorry. You're going to hit that low and you're like, sometimes I hit a low, like a creative low. And I'm just like, when am I going to get out of this? If I don't get out of this, I don't have a business.
Yeah.
Noah, right back at you. Your 3 questions.
Wait, but you didn't answer what the percentage was, Amanda.
What's the percentage of what?
Percentage of doing what you love and doing what you hate.
Um.
And hate's a strong word, but like, you know, I'm making it dramatic for,
Entertainment value. I get it.
Entertainment value.
I'd say right now I'm probably 80% of doing the things that I love and 20 doing the things that I don't love.
So I think that's really interesting because you said you're doing 20% of working to grow the business and 80% in the business.
He just called you out.
I know.
Admin.
I'm not liking where this is going.
But you're also doing 80% you love and 20% you don't. So like, I think that's a really interesting point because like, if you really like think about it, okay, so balance is hard. 50-50, it's such a like almost unachievable like place to be in terms of what you're working on. But if you want to be growing your business more, and that's what you're doing 20% of the time,
Yeah.
but you're loving what you're doing 80% of the time. So yeah, what you want is getting a smaller portion, but what you love is getting a larger portion. And so there is almost balance in that because you're combining these things. It's not just, I just don't think any of this is that cut and dry with 50-50 with, you know, oh, I want to be working half my time on this, half my time on this, and, you know, that's it. Or I want to love 100% of what I'm doing, or I want to love it 50% of the time, and 50% of the time I know it's just like something I have to do. Like, I think that it's the combination of all these things that allows us to continue to do them and to either accept or decline the process in which we're working. So, like, I think if you were doing what you didn't like 80% of the time and what you loved 20% of the time, the idea of wanting to grow the business and wanting to grow that 20% to be something greater would be nauseating. Like, it would be,
To your point.
it would be so hard to deal with. But because 80% you love on both sides of it, because 80% of it is something you love, it's something you're willing and wanting to do more of, which is why you are from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. are doing that growth. And at some point you'll say, you know, okay, I'm gonna cut a class, or I'm not gonna do this, or I'm gonna whatever, so that I can make that 20 or 30%, or whatever it might be, when it makes the most sense. But until it makes the most sense, I think you're still finding balance, but balance comes from a lot of different categories. It's not just one place.
When you put it that way, I mean,
I was like, whoa, no, he's coming for her now.
Well, it's hard. Like, I so feel that. Like, I struggle with this all the time. Like, I totally get it. And like, I don't know, I exited 2024 and I'm trying to go into 2025. And I was just having this conversation with somebody last night that I want to do all of the projects.
all of them.
Like, I don't want to say no to anything. And like, I had goals for January, and like, just on the cusp, I'm actually going to accomplish them. Like, I'm holding a cocktail evening. I revamped my social media business. I revamped my photography business. I upgraded my camera stuff. Like, I took care of all the things that I wanted to take care of. Now, are there other things that I want to do? Yeah, for sure. Are there more projects? 100%. Am I 100% happy? Do I love everything I'm doing? Hell no. Do I want to be doing more in other places? Absolutely. But
Wait, what do you
know,
hate, Noah?
there
What
are-
is there a task that you're like, I hate this?
Oh. Let's say, okay, if I answer my own questions, how can I answer my own question? Let's start with what I love. I love being hands-on. I love when it's like a physical activity that I can like really like build something right in front of me. I think we've talked about how with Red Flag, something that drives me nuts is that I just feel like I don't have any control, because I have developers who are working on it because it's outside of my skill sets. A negative part of, you know, working with other people and not being able to do everything yourself. I love when it's like in my hands and it's physical and like I can do it right there. I love designing. I love documenting. I love organizing. Like, oh my God, Excel sheets and Monday board and Airtable and like all these programs that are just designed.
Wait, you love Excel. You literally love Excel.
Oh my god, I'm such a hoe for Excel.
Please your boss on me. Please let that.
I have
fall
not
in.
said that sentence about anything for a long
my God.
time.
Oh my god, I love Excel. I have so many Excel sheets, it's crazy. And Monday board, like, listen, if we could get a sponsorship for this podcast, Monday board, I'm gonna shout them out right now. If you need to organize your life, your calendar, your posting schedule, your people, your projects, like, you can over-engineer the hell out of it, and I have to a like insane degree. But it's amazing. I love it because it allows for the structure of your business, the activities of either growing your business or operating your business to be so much easier. Like, it's all written out, and it changes all the time. Like, there's always things to be upgraded. There's always things to add. But like, I love to
You
organize.
have you yet said what you hate?
Nice.
I haven't. What do I hate? Okay. Ironically, I really hate like personally documenting. Like as a photographer, and I love to document things that are going on and events. But getting videos and photos of myself and of my own activities is so hard. This cocktail event that I'm doing tomorrow night, literally, I talked to my roommate and I was like, I will completely forget to take photo and video, and I won't want to do it. I need you to do this for me. Like, I just need you to do it because I know that it will benefit me. I know that I need to use it to create reels and social media for future events, but I won't do it because I hate it. And
So you have Amanda's problem. You basically have Amanda's problem.
Yeah,
Because she doesn't like to say
Yeah.
me.
I'm with you.
Yeah, it's hard to say me. Yeah, it's hard to ask people for things in that way. But it's also like I get so like, Carrie, something you fucking rock at.
Tell me.
Whenever we're in class, you like take out your phone and you'll like shoot a video,
Oh, yeah.
or you'll capture
Agreed,
something that's
yeah.
going
Oh,
on.
fuck yeah.
And like, you remember to do that.
Right.
And I never do that when I'm teaching.
Okay.
I never do it anytime. I'm always like,
That's probably because you're living in the moment, whereas I feel like if the tree fell in the forest and nobody was there, it didn't fucking happen. Like, that's how I feel. I'm like, if it happens in here and it doesn't get filmed, like, what a shame. That's my thought.
yeah. And I feel the opposite, which is so ironic as a photographer who's
Right.
like, I want to document things and save a moment. Because I'm like, when I'm living in the moment or I'm doing something in that moment, I'm like, it's for me. I mean,
this
need
is
to
one of those
document
things where I don't know if that skill is going to be a great life skill, but it's good for a marketing skill.
Yeah.
it. Oh, but I think it's a great skill in general. I also think, like, personally, you have a child and you document a lot, and like, you will be able to have all of this documentation
Yeah, it's important to me.
of Bean's life. And like,
Yeah.
I think that's a really important thing.
Well, also, I'm also like kind of not inspired, motivated, because my teaching reels versus my I just do something, so much more engagement. They want to see me teach. They're getting that benefit. They're not getting as much benefit of just seeing me do something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm getting it. There is an incentive structure that the world has given me.
Interesting. I'm with you, Noah. I never take my phone out. I never think, but part of it too is because one, I never think that what I'm doing is interesting. Like, it's not documentation worthy. Like, you know, when I see influencers and they just
Wait,
like
do you think my stuff is documentation worthy?
totally 100%. Because I've seen
Then you have to reverse it on yourself because the answer's the same.
I know, but it's really hard to do that. It's easier to see outside and then to look within.
I mean, I guess.
But like, you know, if I do something or say something, I'm like, that's not, you know, like,
Why would somebody care? That's the thought that goes through your head.
why would somebody care? Or it's just not that interesting.
I don't know. I think that at least aerialists online, the ones that are not lucky enough to be in a place that have access to instructors, like really, really feed off of those small things. You know what I'm saying? Because you can only learn because watching a video, people are learning from watching a video, but when you just do it, that's maybe 25% of the information. So the other 75% of the information is being said in the classroom.
Do you ever worry about liability though?
Oh no,
You don't worry about that?
never, because I don't think in a court of law I would stand up.
Okay.
If somebody said like, I got this stuff on the World Wide Web and I hurt myself, I'm gonna be like, that is not my responsibility. If you buy a course from me and you sign a waiver from me and you're learning from me, that's different.
Yeah.
I agree with
I
that.
always worried about that. And people would like film me teaching and I was like, I don't know, but please don't post me teaching. Like, please don't post my actual words.
I mean, look, Dara Minkin, who's the owner of my studio, she's very sensitive about people hearing her teaching style that is not in the room. So she's that person because I think she wants to be able to package it differently and have a YouTube channel and stuff like that. But for me, my perspective on it is that I have courses that you can buy. And if I'm showing tidbits, 60 to 90 second tidbits of me teaching, it's just kind of like a huge standing advertisement for my actual course. This is my teaching style.
Okay, so I have an idea
Oh, goodness.
for Amanda and I.
Okay.
Film yourself. Is that what you're saying?
I think we should challenge ourselves
Oh, God.
in the next week or two to film and post our activities that we don't think other people think are interesting.
Oh.
And then see what happens. Is that what you're...
And see what happens. And I'm feeling doubly inspired by this. One, because of this conversation, and two, because something interesting happened to me this week. I subbed at the high school that I teach at occasionally. And the director of the dance program, she took a photo of me spotting handstands, and she posted it on the school's page. She wrote like a little, working on handstands with Coach Noah, and we're afraid to do things, and then it takes somebody to push us a little bit further, and we're able to accomplish tasks that we didn't think were possible, something like that. And it was really sweet. It was really heartwarming. And I have to tell you, I shared it on my story, and I have not gotten quite as much response from something that I've shared in a while. I have had people that I've seen and people that I've hung out with saying, it's so great to see a photo of you in the studio. It was so wonderful to see you teaching. I loved what they said about you. And people have come out to say this to me. And I mean, wow, that's really sweet. That, warms my heart. It's wonderful to hear. And so I think as a challenge, next 2 weeks, I'm teaching tonight. I teach acro tonight. I'm going to try, if I can remember, to get a photo or a video of one of my students doing something cool. And, a good moment.
I don't
know, maybe we'll get it.
I think it's a balance though, because there's so much online, and so maybe you're thinking, oh God, there's so much online. But when I see my friends doing really authentic things and posting, I'm very engaged.
Yeah.
Seeing it. And even if they're not my friends, I'll be like, oh, this is interesting. And then I ask myself why I think it's interesting. And then I go do the same thing. Yeah. Because I'm like, okay, if that perked my ear up, it's going to perk other people's ears up. So I think people do want to see it. I mean, even there's so much trash online, right? There's so many videos.
So much.
Yeah.
I for sure feel like of the three of us, I'm the one who does a lot of posting, and I'm fine with that. You guys need to be yourselves. But this podcast, I feel like has a lot of potential to go beyond our community, beyond, there's a lot of people out there trying to do their own businesses right now. And we're not Elon Musk. We're not rich. We're not at the top. but we're not at the bottom. We're learning as we go. And I feel like it is very relatable to have the problems that we're having. So if y'all would do those things, I think that like the triple explosion is way better than the single explosion on my Instagram.
Carrie's like, get off your asses and fucking help me out.
This is called out left, right, and
I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just doing a gentle thought that it might be great to like explode on all three corners.
I agree.
Understood.
I think part of the thing that I love about podcasts is that it's kind of like going to the gym with a friend.
Yeah.
In that like there's accountability. And so like I think in 2 weeks, let's check back and let's see how we did. Like maybe we failed. Failure's fine. It's fine. But I think let's try. Let's try and take some photos. Let's try and post some stuff. Me and Amanda, we got this. We can do this for 2 weeks. Come on. 2 weeks is nothing.
Okay.
And I'm going to see you tomorrow anyway. So we'll be able to...
Oh, is this event tomorrow?
I'm going to curse your name through it, but that's okay.
It's tomorrow night. Your event is tomorrow night?
Yeah,
oh my God. I'm going to be crying salty, snotty tears because I am still recovering. Wrong city and I can't drink alcohol.
One of the conversations that I'd like for us to add as a topic into...
Oh, there's going to be a list of topics because we didn't get to the topic we were going to get to. We didn't even get to that.
I know, we didn't do that. But I have another one, which is the concept of go big or go home.
Oh, okay.
Story of my life.
You guys.
Because I truly, this event on Saturday, I was planning this as like a test. I was going to like... do it somewhat minimally, but enough that I felt like I really did it. And yesterday, I absolutely just was like, no, fuck it. I am doing it at the maximum that I possibly can do this. I am going as big as I possibly can. And there is I literally took all the furniture out of my living room, and there is an actual bar in my living room.
So
it is insane, and I'm so stoked.
I'm excited.
And cut to 15 years later, he's going to have a bar right next to his aerial studio that is not in a warehouse space.
Exactly.
I'm right.
Okay, I think it's a great place to stop, you guys. You want to say bye, Bean?
Bye.
Here, come here.
Bye, Bean.
Bye,
Bye,
Bean.
Bean.
I'm still your boss.
I'm still your boss.
Noted.
Oh my god. You are the boss.
Thank you so much for tuning in. You can find Amanda Ritchie at Grounded in Flight on Instagram and add Noah Doc on Instagram as well as a Red Flags app. And me, Carrie Wee, you can find at wrapyourheadaroundsilks.com. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. We have so much more coming at you, including guests that are in this art world that are blazing their way through new businesses and, just more banter from us. Thank you for listening. This is The Artist Entrepreneur.